Alright, finally done editing the video. Now all that's left is to create a thumbnail that people will click on. Wait, I've got it. Perfect.
I love doing this. I fucking hate doing this. It's not even that I hate making thumbnails. I always actually feel rather proud after I've made one that I'm truly happy with. I just know that I'm not very good at them. And I don't like doing things that I'm not good at.
Hey man, want to go out this weekend?
Hold on, give me a second, man. Nah, sorry, I think I'm gonna stay home and play League.
And it sucks because your thumbnail is just as important to how well your video will perform as much as the content itself is. And there are cases to be made where arguably the thumbnail is even more important. Anyone that's browsed through YouTube long enough has certainly been clickbaited before. Seeing an eye-catchy thumbnail and title that promises one thing, however the video delivers something entirely different or just not what was promised.
I am looking for a free and working Club Penguin membership generator. This video says it is a free and working Club Penguin membership generator, and the thumbnail appears to be what is a free and working Club Penguin membership generator. So I am going to click on this video.
A thumbnail is supposed to be a simple, easy to understand representation of your entire video. And look, while I certainly struggled to create a thumbnail which encompasses a 20-minute video on how lowk mirrors my own battles of overcoming anxiety and loneliness and embracing who you are, that's not to say that a lot of thought still didn't go into it. But I don't know, I can't help but think that if I just got a photo of Femboy Asagi and added some basic text and layers, a thumbnail like that would get a lot more clicks. Now of course, I'm perfectly aware that lots of this is just cope and skill issue, because as we can see from the top YouTubers, they don't have to rely on femboys being in their thumbnails in order to get some views. But Jesus Christ, I can't look at these thumbnails without feeling like I've just undergone a fucking lobotomy. These thumbnails look more AI to me than literal AI. And it's honestly our fault, because we're the viewers. We ultimately decide what to click on. So why the fuck did we let this shit become the meta? This all leads back to us clicking on those PewDiePie, Amnesia, and Happy Wheels thumbnails back in the day.
PewDiePie, no! Don't go on that bridge!
But it's 2025. We're officially in the era of outsourcing. If there's something you don't like or can't do, just outsource it. Don't like editing? Just outsource it. Don't want to do your homework? Just outsource it. There's a torrential storm going on outside and the streets are currently flooded, but you're feeling a little peckish? Just outsource it. So it should come as no surprise that pretty much every top YouTuber outsources their thumbnails. And knowing that MrBeast thumbnails looked like this back when he was making his own thumbnails does kind of make me feel a little better. And it makes sense for these YouTubers to get someone else to make their thumbnails. Why spend all that time making something that's ultimately subpar compared to what someone else could just provide for them? It's like getting a massage done. Like, yeah, I could try and give myself one, or I can just go to the sketchy looking Asian massage parlor down the road and have Miss Kim give me the greatest rub down of my life, and then go and get a massage afterwards. So why don't I just pay someone to make my thumbnails for me? In this economy? Do you know how much the price of some basic feet pics are these days? I think everyone has this idea that you can just go on Fiverr and for $10 get a MrBeast or Sidemen quality thumbnail. Look, for $10 I'm sure you'll get a thumbnail. Whether it's a good thumbnail, however, is entirely up to personal interpretation. Popular YouTubers are spending hundreds to thousands of dollars on a singular usable thumbnail. And while on the surface that seems absurd, but when the thumbnail can dictate whether your video gets 1 million views as opposed to 10 million views, it starts to seem like a very justifiable business expense. Unfortunately, as I'm just not willing to sell off my snafu figures to pay for one single thumbnail, I'm left with only one option.
When it comes to thumbnails, your CTR or click-through rate matters a lot.
I like like to call this the Luke Belmer method, because you don't just randomly end up in the war room sipping Johnny Walker with Tristan Tate, nor do you just wake up one morning and are suddenly good at making thumbnails. You gotta study. So I watched several how to make good YouTube thumbnail videos, and from them, I've gotten 8 key takeaways that are paramount when creating an eye-catching YouTube thumbnail. And we're going to be implementing each one of them into making a brand new thumbnail from scratch for my newest completed video. Did LeBron James use a Pringlussy during the 2016 NBA Finals? Rule number 1, bright colors. The brain rot generation loves bright, eye-catchy things, so obviously, use bright colors in your thumbnail. Rule number 2, HD images. No one wants to click on a 240p stock image photo. Find or use something that's HD. Rule number 3, close-ups. Get a close-up of someone's face that can highlight emotion. This makes the potential viewer think, why is sad? Or, why is happy? Rule number 4, minimal text. If you're gonna have text in your thumbnail, keep it short and sweet. Just like my time spent with Miss Kim at the Asian massage parlor. Rule number 5, keep to the theme. If you have a recurring theme or style throughout your thumbnails, stick with it. Lately, I've got a style going with my thumbnails that just have my big ass head plastered into the middle of it, so we're gonna do the same here in this thumbnail. Rule number 6, the before and after. Simple, yet effective. Rule 7, eye-catching graphics. So, yeah, just add a bunch of stuff. I don't know, just, yeah, heaps of shit. Rule number 8, action shots. Grab a moment of the action happening. No clickbait. If the viewer clicks on this video, they know they will get to see that very moment. And finally, after following all 8 of these rules, this is my newest completed thumbnail. Personally, I think it's pretty good, and you know, you can really see that.
Hey son, I need to go chemist. What the fuck is that? It's the thumbnail for my newest video. What do you think? Wow, it's fucking awful. It's truly complete dog shit. I would rather contract chlamydia from Miss Kim down the road than have to look at this piece of shit for another second. Well, I know it's not the best, but you don't have to be so harsh about it. No, I do have to be harsh, because if I don't put a stop to this now, next thing I know is you're making Five Nights at Freddy's Rule 34 for the gooners over on Reddit. Well, fuck, what do? I need to get better at making thumbnails, but nothing I make is ever any good. You're a gym guy, aren't you? I mean, I dabble in it. Tell me, how did your lateral raises look the first time you ever started doing them? Pretty crappy, I guess. And tell me, how do your lat raises look these days? I mean, I would say pretty good. I get the 25 kilos up with decent form. And how many lat raises would you say you've done up until now? Well, yeah, after all this time, I would say well over 10,000 at least. So you did something, weren't any good at it, but then went on to repeatedly do it over and over and over again, and eventually became pretty decent at it. Wait, are you saying the only way to get better at the thing is to actually do the thing? What the fuck? No, I was just saying that for someone that's been training for so long, your shoulders are still mid. I know what I need to do now.
At the start of the video, I said that I hate doing things that I'm not good at. But the more that I think about it, the more of a lie I think that is. Everything that's brought me any worthwhile sense of satisfaction or fulfillment has all come from things I wasn't initially any good at or had zero experience in. And this is especially true for relationships. Think about your closest friends or your partner. And think about how much time you've put into nurturing and building that relationship into what it's now become. And for those that have a goal or ambition, it becomes far too easy to be dissatisfied with your progress or results so far. But that should never take away from acknowledging just how far you've come from where you started from. You don't just sign into Jerkmate and immediately get ranked a notorious nutter. No, you gotta start at bronze beater with everyone else and work your way there. Because the only way to get better and progress in something is by doing it. If you want to get better at editing, then you gotta edit. If you want to get better at gooning, then you gotta goon. If for some reason you want to get better at League, then shit, you gotta play League. And if you have a fear of watching Futanari in 4K, then you've gotta watch Futanari in 4K. Because the only way to get better at something, to overcome your fear of something, isn't by shying or running away from it, it's by facing it head on and doing it. And one day, you'll finally be able to look back and realize it was all worth it.
Alright, Dad. I finally finished it. What do you think of this thumbnail?
Well, I'll be damned. Not bad, kiddo. Not bad at all. I think a lot of people are going to click on this thumbnail.
Yeah. Me too.
I just went bought a watch with a whole lot of diamonds to show all these niggas it's my time.